The point about elections is that there are no clear answers to every situation, so it very much concerns the actual context. Whether you should have elections, when you should have elections, what type of elections, whether you should be extensively involved as the international community, it all depends on the specific context. So there are no general recipes. And particularly in fragile states, I mean really fragile states, holding elections might have a counterproductive effect because it might lead to more conflict instead of less. So when states are really fragile, my interpretation would be of the situation, it's better to wait, to postpone elections to a certain time until in any way there is something like, more or less stable state structures. Because when there is no physical security, like for example as there was in Iraq right after the American invasion, when there is no physical security, it's no need to hold elections because people have other things on their mind. So in really fragile states, my argument would be first relatively stable institutions and then secondly elections. The regular adjective, of course, was elections should have been or should be free and fair. So free, everybody is free to vote, not to vote for whatever person he or she wants to vote for. And it should be fair. In other words, there should be sort of a level playing field. It should not be elections which are totally dominated by those in power. But not all elections are free and fair, obviously, not in every single country, which does not necessarily imply that the elections have been useless. So that's why they came up with another adjective, credible elections. Well, my point would be, essentially elections need to be free and fair. But given the situation, the very difficult situation in some countries, particularly when it comes to the first transitional elections after dictatorship, then credibility might be our maximum approach. And as long as, the various stakeholders in the elections, the various important stakeholders accept the outcome as legitimate, that is, I guess, the most important issue. Yeah, well, the role can never be larger, can never be bigger than what is accepted by the local community. And again, that differs per country. The external involvement into elections was extensive, for example, in Central Europe, in this part of Europe. The European Union, the Council of Europe, the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, they all actively participated in, let's say, the democratization processes of these countries. And that was accepted. That was accepted by the local population. That's absolutely crucial. If it's not accepted, don't do it, because it will have counterproductive effects. Egypt is a different story. I mean, I'm pretty sure that in Egyptian society, also among the political elites, there's much more reserve against external involvement. If that is the case, then of course external organizations should take that into account. So again, there are no real blueprints. There is only one blueprint actually, and that is take the local context, take the local situation into account and act accordingly.